What's going on, Hammer fam? Welcome back to HammeredHead. Today we're looking at the Vintage Collection's Darth Sidious on the Phantom Menace card back. Before we get started, I want to give a huge shout out to Clario for being my first Patreon subscriber. Thanks, man. I really appreciate it. Your support for the channel really means a lot. And I know you're a big fan of the Sith, so this video is going out to you. I'm pretty excited for this figure too. I was a big fan of the Plagueis novel, and I feel like this is as close to a depiction of Palpatine in the Plagueis book as we could get, because it's kind of concurrent with the Phantom Menace. But it also looks great. We don't have too many Phantom Menace card backs, so that's like a little fun thing to have. The image looks great. He looks super evil and mysterious. I know they didn't have a lot to go off for the Phantom Menace, not too many images to choose, but what they did choose was really good. It's fun we get like the Darth Maul statue giveaway. We don't really have stuff like that anymore. And then he just looks really awesome in there. I like how the lightsaber is packed across him for like a more unique appearance. Kind of gives it a little more character, more flavor. Again, not something we see too often nowadays. I do think that red would have been more appropriate for the name pill and background, but the green looks pretty good too. So not a big deal. And I really think that Vintage Collection card backs looked a lot better back in 2012 or whenever this came out. There's a fun write-up and so many more characters and vehicles on there. It's just more colorful, more going on. And we get Ben Quadinaros on there. Really need that figure. That guy is funny. VC79. Yeah, just overall, great card back and packaging. Figure looks really awesome in there, but let's take him out and get a closer look. Yeah, it's the Dark Lord himself. This is a seriously epic rendition of Darth Sidious. Already, I think he's really cool. I do have him on the stand. He was a little tough to balance, so just for the sake of my sanity, I stuck him on there for this review so he doesn't keep toppling over. But getting a closer look, the robe is pretty good. It's a little baggy, but I think it's a nice shade of black. And it's a plastic hood up here, but it actually blends in pretty well with the cloak. So from a distance, other than like the glint of the light, they match each other pretty well. And then he holds the lightsaber really well. It's a very firm grip. And then his left hand, he can hold the lightsaber, but he also has the fingers extended in like a Sith Force joke or something. So that's pretty cool. Only thing I'd have to say about having all this crap on him is that his head is like permanently pushed down by the hood. So from a distance it looks like very menacing and creepy, but as you get closer it looks like he's just like looking at something on the ground and he got distracted by a penny. But we can pop the hood off. It's like a soft rubber plastic thing, I think. Oh, I'm gonna rip his head off. There we go. Oh God! Alright, crisis averted. I went ahead and took the whole robe off, and I'm glad I did, because this is where the figure shines. There's a really elaborate amount of detail on him. Starting with his face, there's like a moderate amount of wrinkling. Eyebrows look really aggressive. The eyes are nicely done. His hair looks great all the way around. It's a really phenomenal job on the face sculpt. It really looks like just a young Darth Sidious. And then his shirt has like these wrinkles in it all the way around. It really adds like an element of movement to it, which makes it look more realistic. He has these nice wrappings on his forearms. And there's some sort of soft plastic up here at the front of his tunic, and then actually soft goods on the bottom of like his shirt or tunic, which just adds another, flavor to the figure. And then same thing with the boots. They have these wrappings, nice coloring on the legs. Really great figure. This is what I was talking about with Plagueis. This looks like how I envision Darth Sidious to be in that novel. Just like a young Sith apprentice ready to get after it and kill innocent people. So this is a really fun figure. He does come with lit and unlit lightsabers, and they both look great. This is the unlit hilt. I think that's a really phenomenal sculpt. A good amount of coloring on it. Really intricate details again. And it's a pretty unique design for a lightsaber. And he does have the hole in his belt, so we'll plug it in for him. I think that looks really great. So then you can pop the cloak on, and he's just hiding it underneath. He's got that concealed carry. And then we saw him holding it earlier, but just another look at the lit saber. And a nice red blade. I want that Darth Maul figure. This is my apprentice, Darth Hammer. He will find our lost statue. Articulation's okay. He's got a ball joint head with pretty okay range of motion. And ball jointed shoulders and elbows. There we go. Swivel wrists, waist, and hips. He's got ball joint knees. And then there is like a ball ankle, but it doesn't really do much up-down, which is probably the biggest issue with him. But other than that, he's got a really solid range of motion. And that's Darth Sidious from The Phantom Menace. I'm really happy with this figure. The robe looks really good, but there's so much more going on underneath. I think this character really shines when you take it off. It's a great version of a young Sidious, maybe when he's still a Sith apprentice, but it's sort of in the early stage of, you know, his rise to galactic power. Articulation could be better, but the appearance is phenomenal. So let me know what you think in the comments. Be sure to follow on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. Check out the Patreon page, and don't forget, stay hammered.